Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Now, there's a wild situation going on with Kodak. Now, he's been having his own legal issues going on, but something really serious happened with one of his artists. Now, Kodak Black has an artist that goes by the name of 2G.Kaash. Now, 2G.Kaash recently signed with Sniper Gang and recently signed to Atlantic Records. He's going to be an up-and-coming artist underneath Kodak Black, and the future looks bright for him. And he had recently beat a case and it looked like things were on the up and up. Well, there's a crazy situation going down. It looks like he got arrested recently. And this time, it looks like it's for a murder. Now, what's wild about the situation is they're saying he got caught up by Cash App. I don't even know how that's possible, but somehow they linked his Cash App to a murder that took place back in January. And they saw the rapper get arrested at a Kodak Black concert, man. They ain't playing out here.
Bruh.
It got you thinking that each and every app in your phone is a potential device to be used against you in the court of law if possible. You know what I'm saying? And that's for real, because dude was definitely treading on thin ice anyway with his prior case. But with this case, they feel like they got 2G.Kaash open and shut case, you know what I'm saying? And he was taken down. Now, before we get to the specifics and talk about the details of this situation, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, so let's look at this headline from the Dallas Morning News. They put out this story right here. And it says, local artist 2G.Kaash arrested on murder charge in Grand Prairie, authorities say. So basically, he got arrested in a place called Grand Prairie, which I'm assuming is a part of the greater Dallas area. It seems like it's around the Dallas area, right? And it seems like he's from the Dallas area. Now, the rapper, whose legal name is Ghazi Harris, faces a murder charge in connection with the killing of Karam Ali in Dallas. So they're saying that he shot some guy by the name of Karam Ali. Now, the way that they caught him is crazy, man. So let's get to the story, man. Now, it starts off by saying local artist 2G.Kaash was arrested Friday in Grand Prairie in connection with the slaying of a 33-year-old man in January, authorities said. So this wasn't something that just happened. This is something that they are going back and getting him for, because allegedly he committed this crime in January. Now it's been about a month's time frame, so it sounds like a reasonable investigation probably went on, and they felt like they had enough information to arrest 2G.Kaash. Now, the rapper, whose real name is Ghazi Harris, was detained at a hip-hop concert at the Texas Trust CU Theater in the 1000 block Texas Trustway in Grand Prairie, authorities said. It was unclear whether he had an attorney. So it looks like they were about to have a hip-hop concert, and they rushed the hip-hop concert in order to arrest him. They pulled him to the side and said, nah, bro, you ain't about to hit this stage. You about to get in these handcuffs.
Bruh.
And you're going to come with us. You know what I'm saying? That's got to come as a shock to anybody. But with rappers, that's been happening a lot lately. Because remember when Fetty Wap got arrested, he was supposed to be performing at Rolling Loud. Now, that's the one thing about being an artist and booking shows. Everybody knows where you're going to be that night. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a danger aspect to that, and then there's a serious aspect to that. Because you book a show, the flyers out there, they got to promote the show. These artists are going to be in town. They know if Kodak Black is going to be performing. Obviously, his artist from Texas is going to be there with him, so that way they can promote him more. So it's nothing for the police to be like, oh, Kodak Black has a show? Oh, yeah, he'll be there with him, man. 2G.Kaash got to be there, so we'll pick him up at the show. You know what I'm saying? So that way, it'll be even more embarrassing.
Bruh.
Let me stop. Now, I don't know if they do that to embarrass him. It just seems like they know that they'll be at that place at that time. It's like it's a no-brainer, right? Now, Harris, and they're talking about 2G.Kaash, 20 years old, faces a murder charge in connection with the killing of Karam Ali, who was found with a gunshot wound in a vehicle January 19th at about 10:40 p.m. So like at 10:40 p.m., he got shot on the 19th, and it says in the 6000 block of North Central Expressway in Dallas. According to an arrest warrant affidavit, Ali was taken to the hospital where he died. Man, it's real out here, bro.
Bruh.
It's horrible, man. Like, I don't know what this issue was or why this man lost his life, but regardless, man, my condolences to his family, man. This is crazy. Now, Harris is a rapper from Irving who'd recently signed a record deal with Atlantic Records and Sniper Gang Records, the label of acclaimed rapper Kodak Black, according to the Dallas Observer. Harris had several hits with singles including Nobody Love, Never Lost, and Walk Down, the Observer reported. So basically, he signed his deal with Kodak Black and with Atlantic. So Kodak Black, Sniper Gang, I'm pretty sure they have their deal with Atlantic. Signing him on, it looks like they had a lot of potential in him. I've seen a couple of his videos floating around there. It's a couple with even Kodak Black featuring on several songs. So it looks like they were pushing it with this guy, man. It looks like 2G.Kaash was for the future for them, right? But, that can come crashing down if he's found guilty in this case. Now, the fact that Atlantic Records signed on for him too lets you know that they're already about to start investing that money, man. Now, the story continues by saying Black, who has sold more than 30 million singles, was performing Friday at Grand Prairie venue where Harris was arrested by U.S. Marshals and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Now, authorities said. Now, basically, he was arrested by the ATF and the U.S. Marshals. They probably put out a warrant and the U.S. Marshals said, let's get him. You know what I'm saying? We know where he's going to be. There ain't no way he's missing this Kodak Black concert since he signed to him. So let's go ahead and pull him over, or at least pull him down and see if we can arrest him at the concert. Now, the story continues by saying Shamar Willis, Harris's business manager, said that the authorities should look more closely into the people around Harris rather than the artist himself. I don't know what you call that, but it sounds like he's passing the buck to somebody that could have possibly been with 2G.Kaash as opposed to 2G.Kaash. He's trying to say that, somebody who was with him was probably the shooter, not him, and they should look into them. Now, the manager, I don't know if he's a street dude or any of that. Some people would call that snitching. I call that looking out for your business investment. You know what I'm saying? Now, it continues by saying Harris isn't an aggressor or menace to society who'd put himself in a situation that could jeopardize his career, Willis added. So they're saying that basically 2G.Kaash isn't that type of person, that he wouldn't put himself into this type of position, and he's no menace to society. But what's crazy is he's had a shooting case before, so it's going to be kind of hard to argue that in court. Bruh. Now I have to say this. He was found innocent, I believe, in the other case. So, man, we got to leave it. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But it seems like, man, he got these situations following him around, and that can be held against him. You know what I mean? Now, it continues also by saying it's like a witch hunt, Willis said. Now, this is the manager, noting that officials focus on Harris because he's the biggest name. Police appear to have little evidence pointing to Harris as the one who pulled the trigger, he said. So he feels like they just grabbed him because he's the artist. I don't know. I hear that argument a lot. But if you got the wrong person and you didn't do your due diligence, it would just make you look stupid if you arrest the wrong person, man. So, I mean, he could be right. They could be going after him because he might seem like the big fish or the person who organized it. And in Texas, they got a weird law where you don't have to be the shooter in a situation. If they feel like you're the person in the group who has the influence and sends somebody to do some shooting, you can be arrested and charged with murder. Murder to the same extent that if you went and shot and killed the person yourself. I know for a fact there's a law in Texas because there was a case that was humongous. I mean, a lot of people were debating about it, and there's been many documentaries and things about it where that happened. So, and what's crazy is they're about to explain that just now. So listen up if you're in Texas and you trying to be a rapper or you hang around a bunch of knuckleheads. It says Texas law allows for accomplices to face the same charges as a person who causes a fatality. Dallas police spokesman Brian Martinez said Tuesday that no other individuals are in custody in the case. So it looks like there's nobody else in the case who's arrested. So they might just be holding him to this, right? Now, in quotes, it said, this is a kid who just needs to kind of change his circle, but his circle doesn't dictate his actions, his manager said. Also in quotes, it says, I believe that he's innocent. I believe that he's somebody that in this situation, he'll learn a great lesson about the company that he keeps. And he'll be able to kind of move forward with his career. So basically saying that this is just going to be a learning lesson for him, and this might not be it, because he feels like he's innocent and he was just hanging out with the wrong crowd. Now, hanging out with the wrong crowd can land you in some tricky spots, right? In some horrible situations. But when it comes to a murder investigation, man, they're supposed to be doing their due diligence. So hopefully it isn't a situation like that where he's just being lumped into this because he's got a name. You know what I mean? Now, the story goes on to talk about what happened in January. A security guard who was near the shooting that killed Ali told Dallas police that he noticed two vehicles, one with Ali and the other with the suspect. Now, when they say the suspect, I'm assuming they're saying 2G.Kaash, or maybe just the person that they think is the suspect who committed the crime. Because, allegedly 2G.Kaash was there. He's been arrested as a suspect, but we don't know that at this time, right? It says that they were parked next to each other when Ali's vehicle took off and struck a different unoccupied vehicle, the affidavit says. The guard said a trash bag fell out of Ali's vehicle. Then one person exited and ran to the suspect's vehicle, according to the affidavit. All right, so what's weird about this, they're saying the guy who ended up getting shot and killed, his car took off and struck another car that was unoccupied with nobody in the car. Maybe he was trying to get up out of there because somebody flashed a gun on him or something like that. Now, the security guard said he heard a gunshot and saw two other people run from Ali's vehicle to the suspect's vehicle, which then drove off, the affidavit said. A different security guard told police he saw three people run to the suspect's vehicle, according to the affidavit. A detective obtained surveillance footage of the shooting, the affidavit notes. So they actually have a videotape or a video recording of the shooting, man. Now, authorities searched Ali's vehicle and found two cell phones, both of which belonged to Ali. The affidavit said police found texts to Ali from someone whose Cash app was Cash 2G. And the way that it's spelled is, these Cash app names, but it's his name in reverse. And it's spelled the same way as his rap name without the period. So that's wild. And maybe that's what led them to 2G.Kaash. They said, hold up. You just sent him money. You guys just exchanging money. Something's up here. Now, according to the affidavit, police said they opened the Cash app on one of the phones and saw the same Cash 2G account and a $60 payment for an Uber ride in December. The account's profile picture was an image of Harris, police wrote in the affidavit. So they say that the rapper, 2G.Kaash, his profile picture was in the profile. So they believe this account is his account, right? Now, the text thread included text messages setting up a meeting time and location, as well as photos of what appeared to be illegal narcotics, the affidavit said. So it sounds like, okay, let's keep it real. When he sent him that $60 for an Uber ride, that was probably for something else. I mean, I'm not going to say I know for a fact, but this sounds like this is a drug deal gone bad. So when somebody was sending somebody else the $60 for the Uber ride, because most cats don't send other cats money for an Uber ride, you know what I'm saying? And it sounds like they were both, in their cars anyway. So it sounds like they were possibly doing some sort of back deal, right? Now, they also said that they included pictures of illegal narcotics, which is wild. So maybe just checking and verifying what they're going to be getting, you know what I mean? The last text from the same number to Ali was at 10:53 p.m. and it read, "You gonna try to run off on me?" according to the affidavit. Okay, now this is becoming more clear what might have happened. Now it seems like somebody, the dude Ali, the guy who sped off in his car and crashed into another car, it sounds like he was trying to run off on somebody who was trying to do a deal with him. And they text him and say, "You try to run off on me?" And maybe when he crashed, that's when the people saw the opportunity to shoot. Now, police obtained the sender's cell phone record and confirmed the phone was at the same location as Ali when he was killed, the affidavit says. So they pinged the towers, the cell phone towers, to see if the cell phones were in the same area, and they were. So the person who texted him was in the same area as him, so they were probably the person in the other car. Now, Ali's friend told investigators that he was meeting with Harris to buy some green, and according to the affidavit. So basically they said that they were meeting up to buy some illegal substances, right? Because in Texas it's illegal, right? And basically old dude tried to run off, and then that's when the shooting took place. Now, handprints from Ali's vehicle were searched in a national database and matched Harris's palm print, the affidavit said. So, man, it seems like they got a lot of evidence against 2G.Kaash. So they're saying they went to a national database and they already had his palm print in there. And it matched his palm print in the national database with the vehicle. You know what I mean? Harris remained in the Dallas County Jail on Tuesday. He was denied bond according to court records. They actually write about the last murder charge that he beat, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So it says previous murder charge. Harris has faced a murder charge in the past. He was arrested on February 2021 in connection with the fatal shooting of Keon Culver, of 35 years old, in Irving. A grand jury later declined to indict him, according to the court records. Willis, Harris's business manager, said the shooting was in self-defense. Harris was breaking up a fight involving Culver when the man began to approach Harris. Harris shot Culver of fear and turned himself into authorities after he learned that Culver died, Willis said. So they're saying in that shooting, it was a self-defense. He shot somebody because, they were approaching him, and out of fear, he shot him to protect himself. Now, in a lot of states, that's legal. And it looks like that was his defense for getting off. Now, Willis said he looks forward to Harris being proven innocent with his most recent charge. Harris needs better leadership and guidance, Willis conceded. However, if people pay close enough attention to the stories in Harris's music, they learn of the trauma and hardships he faced growing up. So basically talking about him in his music, letting people know that he grew up in a rough life. But what's wild about this situation is that still all that information and all that stuff that they have places him at the place of the shooting, if you believe that. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, right? Now, that was his manager talking on his behalf and talking about him trying to clean his life up, maybe get some things together as far as who he's hanging out with. But what it doesn't talk about is the fact that, man, this dude has got a fight on his hands, bro. I don't know if Kodak Black is going to be behind him because it seems like their relationship is fairly new. But it seems like dude is going to be fighting this murder case. And if all those things pan out that they said that they have as evidence in this situation, it's going to be a rough road. Now, with that, y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Based on the description of what happened, does this sound like a drug deal gone wrong? I mean, the Cash App situation, is this the first time we've heard somebody getting nabbed through Cash App? I mean, Cash App being used as the way that they got arrested in this case? I mean, it's a lot going on here, and I'm pretty sure we're going to hear more as the trial goes on, right? And with that, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.